What up, Zoe Nation? Video Journal 3 coming at ya. Alright, that's lame. I'm listening to country music right now. I know nobody likes it, but it helps me relax. So, enjoy. So, Video Journal 3, what are we doing? Let's identify two technologies I could see myself using in the classroom. Alright, well, I'm going to kind of use the, the GLE as my information supporting my claims, but I could see myself definitely using um, YouTube. YouTube is first. I know I always hated teachers that would just solely rely on YouTube and they wouldn't even teach the class. I did have a few teachers like that, and that's not what I want. Actually, a person in my group, Lauren, had YouTube videos, but they were 30 seconds long, a minute long, and what she did is she would pause them throughout and explain, and like it wouldn't support her lecture or her presentation. It would just enhance it, and she used the videos not to teach, but to enhance her own teaching. And I really like that, and that's what I want to do in the classroom because there's literally endless amounts of YouTube videos out there, and I'm sure you can find a YouTube video to support whatever you're teaching. So that's a huge, powerful tool, and sometimes just YouTube videos have like good like models or representations, visuals that you can't really create yourself. So it's honestly it's just a tool that you can use to make yourself a better teacher. And another one is just what is another technology I could use? I mean, any type of like presentation technology, of course. I mean, that's a staple in classrooms now. I mean, but Keynote it gets the job done, or Keynote or PowerPoint, gets the job done. But you can branch out to things like Prezi if you want some showmanship. But another thing is just Google Slides. I mean, everything through Google, it's all in one place. It's all online. Doesn't matter what computer it's on. That's a huge tool, and that's actually what I use for my GLE. And so, I mean, those. I mean, I use YouTube videos and Google Slides in my GLE, and honestly, it with a few exceptions, it went pretty well, and I really feel like those paired together, the raw knowledge, the content knowledge, paired with your technical knowledge of how to use your YouTube videos, really kind of reinforces your overall message, whatever. It doesn't matter what you're teaching. But now, how do technologies fit with the TPAC model we discussed in class? Like I said kind of earlier, you have like you want to have your content knowledge down stack, and so yeah, the content knowledge is what you want there first, in my opinion, because you're there to teach them a certain thing, and that's your content knowledge. But then the technology comes in, and the technology, like I said, is just like an addition, like a enhancement that makes the content more either relatable or easier to teach them. And then you have your pedagogy, and this is what like blends it together. It's how you teach, and this is actually good because in my GLE I had my content knowledge and I had my 21st century technology that I had to use, and the thing with technology is it doesn't always work. I had an animation over the rock cycle, it would not load on the computer. So pedagogy like came into play with knowing how to manage the classroom then, and so I had to, instead of showing them, I had to kind of describe the animation to them, which was tedious and probably not enjoyable for them. But you have to learn like the pedagogy is how you do it, so you have to learn how to. Technology is not always going to work. We all know that, and so you have to learn how to roll with the punches and roll with things that aren't always going to work with you. But really, you want to use when you want to center your technology around the CPAC model, and so you should have plenty of your content in there, and you should use your pedagogy to utilize the video the best, like for your best of your to the best of your ability. Sorry, and so it shouldn't hinder you. It shouldn't support your lecture all by itself. It should be there as an enhancement. So what else we got? And then so one single experience from this course and how it helped deepen or broaden your understanding for educational technology in the classroom. I've been mentioning it throughout the whole video. The GLE, you can learn as much as you want, like what technology. Oh, this technology does that. This technology does that. You can learn all that, and that's all well and fine. But actually employing or like implying or using vocab, using your the technology yourself and knowing how you're going to use it is probably the most important thing. That's why the GLE was the one experience that really meant a bunch. I mean, this course I could even sum it up with the Makerspace and the GLE combined really taught you what technology is good to use, how to use it, and really how to work around using or work with the technology you use. And they're really helpful, especially the GLE and my little mishap I had without that animation. You just have to learn how to use your technology because it's going to be there, but it might not always work. So you just have, like I said, you roll with the punches. You learn what to do, what works, what doesn't, and you learn through experience. If one thing doesn't work, maybe you don't use that. But definitely, for sure, the GLE was one of the more powerful things we did in the class to really get you to put you in the gym, put you in. I mean, you were the teacher. You were teaching a classroom, so you really had to know what technology you're using and how it would affect your classroom. But other than that, I think that's about it. I'm just gonna listen to country music for the rest of the night, and yeah, later.